Last time on Total Party Guild.
Like a good sturdy work boot.
These are sturdy.
Oh.
I mean,
well, maybe something made out of, like, dragon.
I mean, everything is susceptible to acid damage, Singer.
Not glass boots.
And I
Not
work
black dragon
best.
hide.
I work best when I'm comfortable, and I'm comfortable in designer leather.
I'm having a hard time imagining something worse than glass boots.
Just saying.
First time you try to kick somebody's butt.
It would hurt a lot.
Hey, look, I found this metal thing. Does this help?
Welcome, heroes. My name is Jeremy Blackcart, and I'll be DMing this story arc of Total Party Guild, a weekly retrowave-inspired live play 5th edition D&D podcast. This week, the guild will be hiring
Vanessa Otero playing Jewel Von Onyx, this time really just hanging on there with 2 hit points. The human bard, by the way.
Sean Rowe playing Singer, your friendly tiefling cleric who is covered in goo and staring at a strangeness.
And Justin Lamb playing Stennel Bjornsson, the halfling barbarian, who just had a weird dance-off with a ghost.
and our special guest.
Dimble Pillwicken, gnome artificer mourning the loss of his awesome tank.
When last we left our heroes, they had just fought their way through the Koatoa horde, saved a few hostages, survived a giant enemy crab, spent a tank, and hung on by a thread. Now they've stopped the flow of the soul jelly from the soul forge into the ocean, and they're staring at a group of leftover Koatoa in a dancing figment, which closely resembles Stennel.
So, are you supposed to, do a dance-off against it, Stennel?
I think he just did, and I think Stennel lost.
Oh, yeah, no, the butt in your face, it's definitely you lost. Or maybe he's like trying to have you bump butts with him.
I turn my back on the whole spectacle. I cross my arms. It is beneath me to stick out my butt, so I do not.
The rest of you see it just stomping around on top of the water.
Did the Kuatoa dive back underneath the water, or they still watching, or what's
They're
going on?
mostly just watching.
Okay, cool. So what do we do with those guys? Like, we've killed all the other ones, but they don't seem like they want to fight, and I'm not really up for fighting anymore. So did we win? Did we accomplish all the goals?
Does anything else look like it's growing? We're supposed to get rid of growing things.
Well, I mean, they're fish people. I assume they were like a tadpole at one point in time, and they grew. So does that count?
It depends. Are they actively growing? It didn't say kill anything that's grown.
That is a valid point, and words are tricky with those contract types. Jewel, what do you think? Would this be something the lawyers would be okay with?
I just kind of shrug, like, I don't know.
So did we accomplish all of the goals that we were supposed to accomplish?
Well, there's at least 2 people we didn't find down here.
I look at the jelly on the floor and go, I think we found them.
Gross.
Did we recover Lumitech property?
I avert my gaze from the black hole.
Well, that wasn't Lumitech property.
Right, that was that other guy's property. The only property we could recover is these machines here, and I didn't think we were supposed to move them.
Okay, we were supposed to write down any monitors and what they were doing and fix the leak. So is the leak fixed?
Well, we found that one monitor that said there was a leak. I guess we could go
Yeah.
back to that monitor and see if it says everything's A-okay.
Okay.
That's a good point. We could do that. And this monitor, and I look at the broken one, says nothing. So
Are there any monitors in the area that we can check out and see if they're giving us readings of any special import?
The ones at the bottom of that dais, that raised area, are still flickering.
Did they say anything?
Most of them say low pressure in different zones.
But the obvious leak is stopped.
Yes.
Okay. I'll wrote whatever zones they say that there's low pressure in. low pressure zones, blah, 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 blah. And then I remember there were monitors down by these pools down the hallway where we were walking up to. Is there anything going on these monitors?
Same thing. Low pressure, low fluid, seek engineer, contact maintenance. There is that northwesternmost one that had the giant blob with the eye in it.
Is it still in there?
yeah.
Were we supposed to do something about that?
Does the eye look noticeably bigger?
No, it looks the same. And when you peer down, it peers back at you.
Not growing.
So this is already grown, so we don't kill it.
This is really what you guys are going with?
No. This is just I think we leave and stop at any terminals on the way and take down what information we can. And we get the ever living hell out of this place.
Well, and we just got to check through stuff. Do any of these guys is there any armor or weapons or any like loot type stuff left over from all these corpses? Is there anything in the room that looks like it could be
Valuable.
a valuable or
And Lumitech.
Not unless you want Kuatoa garments or spears made out of bone.
Well,
Or
what about
coral.
that thing at the beginning that we walked into that was, we fought it and destroyed it?
We put the pieces in the bag of holding, or the portable
Okay.
hole,
The pieces of the like Lumitech paladin goo.
and the ghost lance.
what's
Yeah,
this?
so we can give that back. That's probably Lumitech technology.
Down here by where you said the eye was, there's like something goopy.
Leave the gooptopus alone.
Is that anything?
One sec. I logged out of Astral because I thought we were done.
Sorry. I want to make sure we don't get tricked out of any loot.
I'm going to go ahead and say that the Gooptopus is a friend and ally, and I would never turn it in ever.
Do you think maybe we should convince it to go to the sea, though? Because, like, once we tell them everything's all good, they might come down here with, like, a crew and clean things. And,
Nope, that's just fish guts and gross.
like, if they
Right.
come back, like, the Goopticus could be in trouble. Like,
I mean, there's ways out. And they'll swim away or not.
all
Is there
right, so
anything
giant
good in
eyeball
here?
thing and Gooptopus we're just going to ignore.
We'll just
I
make
figured-
notes of them.
Yeah. No, I figured we'd tell them all about the giant eye. Be like, if you want to do something about it, maybe send someone who's unhurt down here. No.
Is this weird green flow still coming from the room with the monitors?
Yeah, it's mostly died down, but it's really pooled around that whole area.
Okay. If we can try to avoid any of the pools, is there anything on these monitors we need to jot down?
They're all just flashing different warnings. Dissolvent leak in section 9.
Okay, so we'll take down all the rest of that stuff as we make our way to the exit.
Dissolvent. That's another leak, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to stop the leaks. Could at least stop the leaks.
I
Will we be able
Push
to?
a button to make the screen turn off, and I'm like, oh, look, we fixed it. It's done. We fixed that leak, Stennel.
I'm gonna give
The button you
Singer-
push just lets out a small alarm.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yep, everything's good. Everything's fine.
That's not a good sound.
No, it's totally normal.
Do we
Are
know
there
which?
any maps with sections?
Yeah. Do we know which section is 9?
Roll me an intelligence check.
GM, look what you did.
What? What did I do?
Now we're looking for another leak.
Didn't do anything.
You did too. It's your fault.
Yeah, I got a 3.
Yeah, no idea. So many loud noises and flashing things.
I got a 16.
Dimble, you can fiddle around with it enough to see that you're in section 9.
Oh, it's here. And it's probably that green shit flowing all over the place. In retrospect, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah,
Um,
because they put like a bear trap explosion on this tube here. Is there any way we can fix it or?
The person with like 3 HP was dragging her ass around. Should we fix it?
You can't see any easy to access valves like you could before. Most of the ceiling of this inner area is covered in an array of pipes.
Is it leaking
Okay.
from somewhere in the pipes, or is it leaking from underneath where the monitors are?
It's leaking above the monitor in a waterfall fashion and streaming down the hallway.
Does it look like it's going to stop soon because it's running out? Can we see through it like that?
It's slowed down, but it's still going pretty steady.
I don't really have any fix-it tools. Yep. So I'm going to go back into this room that had a bunch of cages with dead people and see if I can find anything that would identify them as anybody. Just dig through the stuff.
No, most of it's long gone. Just rotting clothes and unidentifiable carcasses. Some are larger, but it's really hard to put any other descriptors to them.
Okay, and there's no like treasure or like bags with, anything identifiable in here.
No. I will say there's about 23 different bodies.
Jesus. Okay. Unless somebody wants to try tinkering with the leak in the control room. I think we've about done what we can do.
I'll tinker with it.
Well, if we've decided we're tinkering with things, I have tinker's tools. I like to tinker with things because I have full HP.
Yeah,
and
maybe,
8 temporary hit points still.
So what is your goal and how are you going to go about doing it?
Our goal is apparently to fix anything that's leaking anywhere.
Yeah, I said fix the leaks.
Yep.
Fix the leak.
So we're going to do everything we can to try and fix every leak in this place.
I'm going to sit and take a long rest or a short rest.
Okay.
Long rest.
The moment Jules sits down, I'm like, yeah, we should go. I agree. This is going to take forever.
I'll tinker for
So
5
is that the
minutes.
plan?
Can you turn off the dynamic lighting now that we've explored everything?
Will that work?
Thank you.
I think our primary reason for coming down here was to make it safe for other people to come down here, which I think we did.
For the most part, unless that eyeball turns out to be something.
I mean, a lot of these things were here before. I don't know if the Kuatoa made that eyeball tank. Might be a Lumitech experiment. I mean, we could ask them, is the big giant eyeball tank thing something you guys did, or do we need to go take care of that? And if they want us to take care of it, we can take an 8-hour nap first.
Well, there's also a bunch of Kuatoa in the room.
They seem very nice.
Dancing beaver.
It was a badger.
Badger.
I
Speaking of,
agree with Dimble. We should go back and tell him and sleep. Like there's a bed calling my name.
Stennel, your sword has not quit with that frosty aura.
Yeah, I was hoping that's what you were doing.
It has a mist around it. It feels cold in your hand. And it lets off a light like a full moon on a cold winter night.
I'll look around for the specter, see if it's followed us into the...
It hasn't.
Well, then I'm going to look for it a bit.
If you head back towards where the main battle was, the end battle, it's at the bottom of the stairs in full corporeal form, keeping watch and dancing around.
Holy shit. I didn't know that's what the link was.
The link popped up and he was just like, he looked at it and then looked away and he's like, I'm going to start looking for other things. I'm like, look at the link.
All right, maybe it is time we leave. I'm also near passing out.
Yeah.
Trying to
I have
act
2
brave.
hit points and no hit dice.
You really should have saved some of those.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, my character doesn't get hit very often, so I've got lots of hit dice.
I'm trying to like act tough in front of the short person in the group.
So you find your way out of the Lumitech research facility.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It was night when you went in, right?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dawn is breaking just barely through the clouds. There's a light drizzle and the wind is howling. While the thunderstorm rages on in the sea, not a soul on the street as you emerge from the warehouse.
Well, Zalia's still arguing.
I don't think she ever stops. I mean, you have to imagine it's from a god's point of view, right? And we're just mere blinks in their eyes. Like that could just be a sentence from her. Could go on for ages.
Are we going
Are
to
we going
stop
back
at
to
the
Lumitech
temple
now,
first?
or are we going to go to sleep first?
Why don't we stop at the we stop at your cult on the way back?
Maybe they've got
Singer has
beds.
a cult?
Oh yeah, they're very musical and they don't wear a lot.
I don't think I'm up for cults today.
What if they have cult beds?
You know what also has a bed? The guild. The
My
guild has a
room?
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's so far.
I'm too tired to deal with their nonsense right now.
Are there any rickshaws?
Yeah, if you go down by the docks, which isn't that far away.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll flag down a rickshaw and ask him to take us to the guild headquarters.
Well, ma'am, I can take you to the train station.
That's fine. I plop down.
For the 4 of you, that'll be 2 silver.
Mm-hmm.
That okay?
That's perfect.
And the Warforged gentleman picks up the handles to the rickshaw and waits for the 4 of you to sit down. And then giddies up.
I was sitting when I said I wanted to go to the guild hall.
Oh, yeah,
So
you just did it. Sprints down the road. There's a couple other rickshaws going, but it's mostly quiet. The food stalls are just sitting up. You get to...
Is it dawn? Did we fight all night?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm
that's
like-
another reason why I'm so tired.
Leaning on Stinger, like asleep.
And you get
So
to
tired.
Slumber Station.
Oh, that's why they call that.
That's a good name.
I
That's a good name.
fish around in my pocket and give the guy a gold.
No. Oh, okay.
And he bites it.
Thank you.
Really want to know what it was that you thought she was going to do.
No, she
Cut him.
said fish and I panicked.
Oh.
Oh.
You PTSD.
Title of the episode: Panic at the Fish Go.
Oh.
Oh, that's
That's quite good.
yeah. I don't know.
He bites it with his metal jaw and then nods his head.
I wink and then walk up to the platform.
Even Slumber Station is kind of dead besides the normal riffraff that hang out outside it. A lot of the racers and racing teams are just getting ready. At least the amateur ones. You see some managers running around with clipboards and notebooks full of crap. But you make your way to the landing pad for the train. Find your way to Glowfly Station.
I would like to point out that once on the train, Stennel intends to pass out face down on the floor.
Yeah, we just take like 5 loops around the city.
Yeah. It just looks like just a flat badger just passed out.
And you guys get some looks. Most people move away.
Really shouldn't let him just sleep on the floor like that. It's very unsanitary.
He's sturdy.
I mean, have you seen him?
I meant for the floor.
yeah, I was gonna say
Oh,
the floor's
right.
the one story.
Very good. Very good.
The train stops at Glowfly. You get off and you're in the market district, not too far from the guild.
Are there rickshaws?
Why, yes. Yes, there are.
I flag one down and sit down.
It takes us like 2 doors down and drops us off. Money
I'm
well
so
spent.
It takes you
tired.
like 3 streets over.
I give him a gold too.
They look wide-eyed and then quickly put it in their pocket thinking you made a mistake.
I wink again, and then I just walk into the guild hall.
You're so tired. It's one of those winks where you close your eye to wink and then it takes forever to open it up again.
I fell
Nice.
asleep. Where am I?
You head into the
It's like the
guild
sound of a creaky hinge.
and the smell of mystery meat hits you in the face. And Vita's behind the counter.
Hi. I'll take one of those and our room. Yep.
Well, you still have your rooms, don't you? Oh, you guys look like you've seen hell.
Well, it was more of like an underwater kind of hell. So
I will perk up at the smell of food.
what are you cooking?
Meat.
What kind of meat?
Don't ask questions, Singer.
I don't know.
Don't
Saxton
ruin this for
just
me.
buys meat. Didn't we go over this last time I made you meat?
Sure. One of those then.
And it's some type of meat with eggs and a piece of bread. And she gets you all drinks. And what happened to you guys?
Fish.
Did you went fishing?
In a sense.
Yeah, they're really big around here and kind of mean.
Oh, I've heard that. I don't see how you can get that
Mhm.
messy fishing though.
Well, you should have seen them.
Are you going to give me one of Saxton's "No, it was this big" stories?
Yes, yes, I am. It was about that size, and I point to Stennel, except bigger.
And she puts her hands on her hips.
That-
I don't believe you.
It's like, no, but they weren't really fish either. They were fish people.
Well, yes, there's that.
And we didn't really
Technically
catch them
humanoids?
so much as invade their current location and kill them all.
Yeah, really is less of an invasion and more of a extermination.
I guess it's fair.
Yeah, they were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What?
Anytime Stennel's nearby, huh? Wrong place, wrong time.
I'm too busy eating. I'm shoveling food happily into my mouth, but then I look at Singer, and then I start angrily shoveling food into my mouth.
And she puts her head forward and opens her mouth like she's gonna say something, and then decides it's probably better not to, and says, "If you need anything, I'll be in the back." And she puts a bell on the counter.
I am going to go to bed after eating some food.
I go to bed without eating anything.
Okay. And you all go and pass the fuck out, unless somebody has something else to do.
Nope.
And you wake up 8 to 12 hours later.
Yes, please. The medically wise option.
We made
Well,
it.
I'm erasing all the damage and giving my spell points back, and then we should go to Lumitech.
Should we swing by what was his name? Barnum
Milo?
and Bailey?
Theater.
Well, Milo's in a different city.
Oh, who's the guy
Yeah.
who's supposed to pay us?
The guy at the theater.
Yeah, should we talk to Theater Man?
Oh, right. Yeah, he's supposed to pay us
Hansel.
for the theater job.
Oh, we have two people that are supposed to pay us then.
I don't think we're getting
Yep.
paid for the Lumitech thing.
Well, they're paying us in help.
Yeah.
Well, they're paying you in help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to give stuff back to the guild in Banthum.
Let's go to Lumitech and then let's go to the theater. Allure was also supposed to give like an interview, so she might have done something to hold us over, hopefully. So let's go to Lumitech first. Let's get food because I'm fucking starving and then go to Lumitech. I'm going to stop at a bakery on the way and get just like a croissant sandwich.
When you head down, Saxton just waves.
A wave. Hi. Thanks for the... I hold up my cittern. Thanks.
No, it was all the other guys doing. I didn't do a thing.
I mean, you held on to it.
Yeah, you run into things in our line of work. Glad to see you went to a good home.
Let's boogie, folks.
I can't think of any better hands it'll be in. Jewel, take good care of it. And I'll give Saxton a big old hug.
And he gives you a big ol' hug back. Buff friends.
Swole friends.
SwoleMates.
Oh,
There we go.
That's a good
That's excellent. I'll be chuckling about that all night. Swole mates.
So nice to see my hit points at back to normal.
I'm a swole man. Bitter, 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 bitter.
Sorry, I'm trying to find that dude's name. I have mucho notes.
Who, Hansel or Santiago?
Hansel, yeah, I was gonna say Hansel's the
Well, it's Hansel and Dirk at the
theater.
Prominence.
Santiago Sageworth is
Is
the.
it Santiago?
That's
I
the
never
note
met that guy,
had.
so I don't know.
Sageworthy.
Oh,
I have-
Santos.
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 Santos
Sageworthy.
Sageworth.
I wrote his name wrong in my contacts.
All right, so you're hitting the Lumitech?
Yes. Oh, well, we're gonna hit the bakery just to pick up some snack foods, and then we're gonna go to Santos.
Too bad Mega's by the theater.
We're going there later.
Yeah, I'll get I'll get something from the bakery too.
The middle of the day, the best time to get breakfast food.
Not too far from the train station in the market district, there is Bishop's Bakery that still has a line outside of it.
I mean, we don't have an appointment or a time, so we could just wait here for a bit and get some of that delicious food.
We could just cut to the front of the line and pay for everybody's food.
Yeah.
I do that. I just
Wow.
walk ahead of everybody, and then I put 2 platinum on the table and say, I want to pay for everybody's food.
But I want our food first.
But I want our food first.
When you cut in front, everyone's like, the fuck? What are you doing? And then people are just murmuring, like bad mouthing you, not
don't
wanting to
care.
have confrontation, but still like being angry about it.
I got rock star jeans. Fine. No one's going to say anything.
The people right up front are really the only ones that notice you say, I'm going to pay for everyone, and they don't say a thing.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
The person running the till looks at the platinum and looks at you, and she says, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just kind of give like one of those like, of course, and like kind of not really roll my eyes, but kind of like arch an eyebrow, like, yes.
oh,
Yep,
okay.
making a hail.
And she scoots it off the counter. What do you want?
I want 3 croissant sandwiches. And what kind of fruit juice do you got? Fresh, like one of those. and whatever my friends will have, and then as much food as the rest of the money will cover for everybody waiting in line because I cut in front of them.
Okay. So she cuts 3 croissants open real quick, puts some ham, cheese, and butter, and then gets a little glass bottle of apple juice.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do a coffee?
Sorry,
Bean juice.
that's too expensive here.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, like caffeinated tea.
yeah. Well, I'll do that.
I'll grab one of those.
Second best.
And she puts a cup with a little metal steeper and tea and warm water on the counter with, what do you want, Stennel?
Whatever their tea is,
Mhm.
and then I'll add some sugar to it.
Okay.
I don't know teas.
There's a little steel thing of sugar with a spoon in it.
I don't need the spoon.
Just
Just tip it. Yeah.
He takes the whole container and pours from the tea into the container of sugar.
Just a little top up. I'm not that bad, but I do like freehand pour it a little bit.
And since you don't
And then
say
I'm
any
good to go.
food, she just puts a couple cream puffs wrapped in paper for you.
Oh, I thought one of those 3 croissant sandwiches was for me.
Grrr.
Oh, then I'll take 3 of those too.
Oh, okay.
I just want one,
Amateur.
He's watching his figure.
and one of those ones with the maple on it, and one of those swirly ones with the cinnamon.
There's a teenage tiefling boy like frantically picking things out as you keep naming things and nodding.
And that twisty one right there with the glaze, is that honey glaze? Yep, one of
And he
those.
points and he nods and then he grabs it with some tongs.
Yep. And what's that one with the? Does that have cream inside?
He shakes his head yes,
Yep.
nervously.
Yep, that's that one too. That's all I want.
I take a sip. It's like, ooh, that's hot. Get 2 of those. 2 of those, Singer.
Oh, two of those.
You guys paid for everyone and you're going to clean them out.
Shit.
Oh, well.
He hands you a little wooden tray with all of your pastries on it. And then the girl looks to you, Dimble,
I'll just take whatever.
and she looks to see what's left.
And I just randomly point at something. That one.
It's a blueberry fritter.
All right.
And she hands you
Thank
that.
you.
Honestly, they're pretty good. They're not mega good, but it warrants the line at least.
Awesome. Is that going to be enough? And I nod to the 2 coins.
She does the Obama okay face.
20 gold, I think, will cover it.
Right. Right. Like, this is more than I make in a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll walk out of there with my food and my drinks and hope there's enough for everybody left in line.
And you hear yes, and then a high five.
Start eating my food and walking towards. We have to take the train station to Lumitech,
Yes.
right?
Unless you want to walk up a bunch of mountains.
I don't. My body is super sore.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
start my day with a blueberry muffin and 17 levels of exhaustion, please.
How many levels of exhaustion can I take before I die? Okay,
6.
1 less.
So 5.
I'll take 5, please.
You chose the wrong barbarian, my friend.
Get to Lumitech. It's early evening.
Jesus Christ, it's evening already?
Well, we got out at dawn and then slept for 8 to 10 hours.
Oh my god.
It's raining, so while there's not as many, there's still a bunch of nerds outside carrying shit around. There's like a little
I resemble that remark.
there's a little gazebo outside Radiance Arcanum where a bunch of nerds are having lunch. And you walk through the main keep doors. The guards look you over and nod you through. And you're greeted by the same Warforged receptionist that you were last time you were here. Oh, hello, Jewel, Singer, Stennel, Stennel 2. How can I help you?
She's good.
Racist. We need to talk to Santa Sageworth.
More of a sizist, really.
Santis is currently in a call. I will send word and he will be down shortly.
Cool.
Can't you just call him directly?
He's already on a call, though.
Can he be double called?
We've got to be more important than that call.
If you'd like to tour the facilities again, feel free to do so. Otherwise,
Ooh. I want a
thanks.
tour.
I plopped down in a seat.
you're not going to give Dimble the tour?
He can go.
Dimble goes on the tour.
I'll go with Dimble.
Didn't we already do the tour?
Yes.
Yes,
We
but
did, yeah.
Dimble
Wasn't here. Dimble's never had a tour.
Oh,
You
okay.
spent all your money on toys.
I'm just gonna go sit down because I already bought a really cool thing from the tour, and I'm still sore.
That's perfect because I will show Dimble around and I will confidently point to each of the things on display and name them incorrectly, even though they are labeled right in front of me. This is the Zoomy Boom Machine.
And when you walk in front of it, it says Starboard MK2. Now with improved stability and obstacle detection. Ride the Banthum Hills in style.
I think I've been with Stennel long enough to not correct him ever and just be like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It just shows a kid riding through Banthum on a hoverboard, doing sweet tricks in full safety gear, and then gives a cheesy thumbs up, like arm swing at the end. The next one's the Outrun system, Stennel.
Oh yeah, this is the scary vroom bike.
Dimble, it looks familiar. It looks like the bikes, the Paladins for a Lumitech ride. And then it says, Our Pride and Joy, a customized personal all-terrain vehicle. Handles the rough mountainous terrain of the Asmore ranges or turn heads as you blaze the streets. Used by the Lumitech Order on distance missions. And it shows a Lumitech Paladin jumping over like a rock face, chasing down a wyvern.
Nice.
It's basically a horse without a soul.
The next one is the Banshee Lance.
Oh.
This is the screamy McEar bleedy shooter.
No enemy can outrun our knights, as the Banshee Lance screams fear into the hearts of our enemies. Using compressed magic force, the lance can launch a projectile at high distances. And it shows the Lumitech Knights, their Banshee Lance, and then shoot that cone of force into the air, and it lets out this like eerie blood-curdling scream as it flies through.
It's like a psychic bazooka. It's terrifying.
Yeah, that's even better.
Then you got the Valkyrie boots.
Ooh.
Oh, these are the whoosh kicks.
Whoosh kicks.
The whoosh kicks. Oh, God.
It's zoomed in on an artificer's foot, and it has like a wing made out of plasma coming off the heel or the ankle, sorry. And then it zooms out of them soaring through the air with like a plasma trail coming out of their feet. And it says, used by the Lumitech battlesmiths and armorers to scout the field and provide support to the order. Then you got the Star Slate.
That's the sparkle slab.
Long distance communication in the palm of your hand. Copy another slate's frequency and communicate anytime.
I can make those.
Can you?
Yeah.
It looks like about the size of a Nintendo Switch, and it kind of slides up, and then it has a holographic screen, and it shows the back of a woman's head and then talking to somebody's face through the Star Slate. And then it zooms into the face on the Star Slate to that person actually talking, and then spins around to see the original woman's face. Star Slate shown has the following upgrades: instance capture, portrait, sending, true lens. These upgrades are not representative of the base model.
Cool.
Yeah, and I never catch all that.
Basically, they're saying they're not making it as good as they could.
Oh, what? That's crazy.
And when you get to the last one, the Warforged at the end says, I'm sorry, the oral boombox is out of commission for this time. We are currently working on an upgrade and have recalled all existing models.
Maybe it made a real boom.
And they built it broke, and now they're building it again.
Are they allowed to do that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can companies just make something and then send it out to people and then it explodes and kills people? And
Well, minus the exploding and killing people, but they send it out broken at first, and then they give you patches and fixes eventually to make it what the end product it was intended to be in the future.
that sounds far-fetched. No one could possibly get away with something like that. That's just sloppy.
There are no injuries currently associated with the oral boombox. It was interfering with some Star Slate frequencies. We are currently correcting the issue.
That's Lumitech, baby. That's everything they've been working on.
Cool. I can make some of these eventually.
That would be really cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're a cool guy, Dimble.
Thank you. You hit things good too.
While Stennel and Dimble are taking the tour, Santis comes down from the elevator with his arms behind his back in his eerily superb posture and his pencil-thin mustache. So, where are your friends? I hope they made it.
They did. They just went to look at all your doodads.
Speaking,
Few gizmos too.
I assume this is them.
Yes, this is Dimble. He works for the guild and a close personal friend of ours. And you remember Stennel?
I do. Did you take this Dimble with you?
We did. We ended up needing some of his engineering advice.
I assume you're not adverse to signing a contract then, Dimble.
No.
Good.
Sounds fine.
Good. And Santis is a very tall Tim Burton-esque human with jet black hair, a pencil-thin mustache, sharp eyebrows, and very angular and skinny features, just because Dimble hadn't seen him before.
Tim Burton is a pretty good description of someone.
And it's very specific, yeah.
It's a style. I'm just saying.
Well then, Clark has made it back to us, as has Zozel and Velissa. They've informed me of what happened. If you could fill in the rest, I'd appreciate it.
Do we go to your office or do you want to do it in the lobby?
You read my mind, Joel. And he turns around, expecting you to follow, and walks to the elevator.
It's not the only thing Jewel.
I follow.
Y'all get in the elevator?
Yerp.
Dimble, the elevator is a big stone disc with numbers carved along the edges of the circle. He taps his foot twice on the number, I think it's 4. And a moment later, the whole disc lifts up and you go to the second floor, which is offices. The third floor, which is some research, I believe. It's been a while. And the fourth floor, which is more offices. Steps off and goes not that far down the hallway to an office.
I follow.
Dimble wishes he was on the 3rd floor, but settles for the 4th.
Maybe you could get a job here. Probably pays better than the guild with less
That's
risk.
Probably true.
Unfortunately, we've had to arrange an agreement with the guild. They were complaining that too many of their personnel were leaving for our company. And the guild is needed to function.
But you don't hire from the guild.
No longer, no.
More of an intellectual interest than a job I would appreciate.
You head into the office and he has the same stale cookies off to the left, a new pot of lukewarm tea on the coffee table. And he takes a seat at his desk, clasps his hands together, and leans forward. Close the door and give me your story.
Okay.
I'll swing the door closed once everyone's in.
I'll start to recap from the giant jellyfish and the Lumitech abomination that we suspect was probably Starlight or Clank.
I mean, it could have been Clank, but it's.
Yeah, it looked like it was a Lumitech paladin, and I'll produce the broken OR system, and he had a Banshee Lance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll produce the equipment that we got off of the dead body, and I'll just... What was that?
The hole. Now isn't that a convenient thing?
I don't understand.
The portable hole.
Oh.
You just build a portable hole.
Oh, did we put that in the portable hole or the bag of holding?
I think it was
probably the
too
portable
big
hole.
to fit in the bag of holding.
Okay, that's fine. So, yeah.
Wow, we need to be really careful. There are in this party 3 extra dimensional spaces. I'm just saying.
You don't want to get sent to the astral plane?
I don't want to explode.
Okay.
And sent to the astral plane and then explode on the plane you get sent to. Do all kinds of stuff.
Quite a mess in there.
Yeah, I'll tell them about all of the grunts that we found. We did find what looked like an octopus that was made out of some kind of goop, but it was in the open water and we could not get to it.
She narked on the gooptopus.
But I mean, we do have to tell them that we saw things.
But that was innocent. That was an innocent sea life creature. It had nothing to do with this.
Then we found
There's tears in my eyes.
Clark.
And while Jewel is
Going over everything.
recanting, he is listening and he pushes a piece of paper with a pen towards Dimble while he's watching Jewel.
Dimble gives it a quick read. I'm assuming there's nothing in there that's...
It's essentially just a work contract that's also a gag order.
Yeah, so I don't talk about things we saw inside the Lumitech headquarters. And I get whatever we're doing. Yeah, it's fine. I would sign it so long as there's nothing in there that says like things that I create are his or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm smart enough to be able to read this and know that it's a good contract and not some bullshit that signs me up for something I don't want to do.
It's not a pyramid scheme.
There you go.
Oh no.
No, it's really straightforward.
So I'll keep going through. Like, we found the mermaid abominations and we did destroy those. But Clark probably told you about them because he was in that room working. We fought a bunch of Kuatoa and these weird jelly grunt abominations. We found a local man named Hadrith. He's a local noble.
Oh.
And he had he'd been driving around in a submersive vehicle and got captured by something larger, and it dragged him and had him
That was probably the giant enemy crab.
Oh yeah, probably, now that you think about it, because he said it dented the submersible. So he was in a cage and his brother's dead. I found the bodies of a warforged, a couple dead humans, a Goliath. They all had large lacerations all over them. We found a mermaid and we rescued her. She was still living.
His eyebrows raise.
Let's see. Looking through my notes.
One of the tanks had a giant eyeball thing.
Yeah, we couldn't really get to that to kill it either, so it's still there. Let's see what I want to tell him. It looks like the Kuatoa had some kind of trap triggered to break one of the tubes in the control room, and we didn't have any equipment to fix it or stop it. It looked like it might have been, what'd they say, dissolvent? Is that what they said was leaking?
Yeah, it was acid.
Yeah. It was a dissolvent. Yeah.
Okay. But we did fix the major leak, and I kind of like explained where the main fight room was that we fought in. I tell him,
and
go ahead.
That was some spooky coolant.
Yeah. I tell him about them trying to grow baby Kuatoa in some of the pools, and
Ooh, there was a giant eyeball.
we told him about the eyeball.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was very creepy. And since
Yeah.
we're talking about the pools, there was a giant eyeball in a pool.
Definitely. That's when we saved Zazzle and Valissa, and they told us about Starlight and Clank, and we weren't able to find them or their remains anywhere. However, we suspect that the soul jelly that we found at the end, I don't know that we know that it's soul jelly, but
We knew about the Soul Forge and things like that.
right,
And
they
it
had a
definitely looked like
huge
jelly.
gelatinous abomination of some kind that would absorb stuff and spit out jelly grunts. So it's possible that they were turned into jelly grunts. So unfortunately, we were unable to find them. Of course, one of them might have been the abomination at the beginning. Other than that, I hand over all of the notes we took about every monitor. And I tell them about the bodies in the cages that we found with no identifying information anywhere. So I basically tell them everything. I leave out a couple things, like us acquiring the
Apparatus of the crab.
Yes, the apparatus, the magic circlet.
The lightning artifact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bracer.
Yeah, the bracer. I keep calling it circlet for some reason. I think that's it. I think that was everything.
To think Lord Hadrith was in there.
Yeah. Oh, also I tell him about the end where we did leave the little beaver or the badger. We have no idea what to do with him. He wasn't really aggressive, but he is down there with some baby Kuatoa or something.
I don't know enough about them. Let me see if Clark is on hand. And he gets out his star slate and presses a couple buttons. And then you can see like a reflected Clark through the hologram. Clark, is it possible for you to come upstairs to my office?
Was he the scientist guy we saved?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's back at work already.
I'm not. This place is evil.
Yeah, this guy's like Elon Musk.
Not necessarily evil, okay? Maybe he just has a really strong work ethic.
He's not the owner or the boss. He's just a manager.
Oh, I thought we were talking to the big cheese.
No.
The biggest of cheeses.
We're talking to the smelly cheese you buy at Safeway that thinks it's the expensive cheese, but definitely is not from France.
We're talking to a mid-range brie.
He says, well, sure, I can I can find my way up. All I was doing was sleeping away my days in this blasted bed anyway. Just give me a moment.
You called him at home?
No, he's in the infirmary downstairs.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's much better. Much better than home.
I mean, not really. I'd rather be recovering at home.
Well, unless you don't have doctors at home and you need those.
But you could have the blessings of Zalia. Huh?
A moment later, Clark comes in and sees you all there and gets a smile on his face.
Smile
Hey,
back.
Clark, baby. I give him a hug.
How does he look?
I mean, I'm sorry. He does this all the time.
He's got some more color in his cheeks.
All right. So he looks improved.
Yeah.
All right.
It's only been like a day, part of a day.
I guess my question is not geared towards like does Dimble think like anything he could do could help him further?
No, it's just time.
All right.
He has a cane and he shuffles over to an empty chair and plops down and looks at Singer and says, "Do you mind pouring me a cup?" And he points to the tea.
Sure, yes. And I get up and I move over to the terrible, terrible tea and I take a look at it and I'm contemplating and
Dimble shuffles through his pack and like hands you better tea.
Thank you, Dimble. I appreciate that. Also, I can't heat this up, so maybe a little bit of help there.
I mean, my kind of heating it up is going to be a little excessive. Maybe some prestidigitation.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Some of us do.
I take out my sword. It could be iced tea.
No. Put that back.
Yeah, I can use
put it back.
prestidigitation to warm 1 cubic foot of non-living material for an hour.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
have
Dude.
firebolt. Would you like me to firebolt the tea?
I mean, I was thinking that you would also have. I guess I'm just used to more magic users having prestidigitation than
No.
you know.
See,
clerics,
artificers.
so-
Think of artificers as the type of magic that is more. You could gear it in a technological sense. So like
a hot pot is something you can't do.
I can make a flaming sphere.
But a hot pot though, not your forte.
No, no.
One of those things that takes off dog hair, you can't do that either.
I can make web.
A tiny reg. You're saying you can't. Like a tiny rag with like some cleaning fluid on it.
I mean, I could
None of
probably
those.
like tinker, but if you want something right now, Jewel's your girl.
I'm just gonna talk to Jewel.
You got an hour.
I can make some
so
acid.
after
Would
this,
you like some acid?
After this long rest, I'm going to take the spell Wet Wipes.
I have some roller blades. Would you like to see my roller blade?
You smell carbon.
Wheelies. Smell carbon?
Yeah, and there's a little bit of black smoke coming from the side table where the cookies were.
What
Can
the
I
heck?
look over there and see what's going on?
And then Santa says, "Oh, looks like that candle went out.
Oh,
That's weird.
I forgot
There's
about
no-
that.
There's no draft." Huh.
Oh, yeah, about that.
Sheathe your sword. Oops.
Yeah, no, I put the sword back for sure. How about that? I'm gonna blow on it, see if I can coax the little ember back to life.
No,
Just
it's out.
Spatter wax everywhere.
Do you mind explaining to Clark about the leftover Kuatoa and the badger thing?
Absolutely. So I do.
Huh. And Clark's rubbing his chin while he bobs things around his head. And then he looks at Stennel, notices the badger hat, assuming you're wearing it.
Yeah.
Would you say-
Stennel's probably still covered in fish goo?
No, because Jewel would have prestidigitated that away with her wet wipe spell.
Also, you smell like pine.
Industrial pine.
Would you say that Stennel did a number on them in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did some hard hits and took some hard hits and walked away from them.
Flex.
It's not unheard of. You remember how I told you that Kuatoa are kind of a weird society? They're slavers. They're experimented on.
Yeah.
Wait, so whatever they believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. So they started to believe in me?
At least as some powerful enough figure that you...
They made you into their tiny stinky god.
Yeah, who flashed your butt at us at the end?
I didn't say it. Ah. I was going to say when you were near the badger thing, it smelt like whatever your most favorite thing was. Whether it be baked cookies, lavender flowers, but whenever you were near it, it was going to smell amazing.
Oh,
Well,
smell like
retroactively, that
farmland and orchard.
Yeah.
Smelled like home.
Neat.
Not even of the sea, but like home. Oh, dang. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna find the nearest surface to sit down on, and I'm gonna have a little seat as I try to process that.
So whatever you did, they thought you were strong enough to warrant some type of belief or worship.
Dang, Stennel.
Stennel is a force to be reckoned with.
Saved my life, that's for sure.
Now then, there are still some down there.
Yeah.
Aw.
I would say you could probably just usher them out as opposed to eradicate them, but it's up to you.
If any are left alive, they'll do the same thing once they get their numbers back up.
Should we go back down there and slaughter non-aggressive people?
Clark looks at Santis, and Santis just says, I believe we can handle it from here.
Sweet.
It's a not our problem.
Look, if you could just maybe like repel them, just drive them out, and then like board up the entrances, then you don't have to kill them all.
I mean, they probably want their space back, though. Lumitech, I mean.
Right. Yeah, they can just drive them out.
I mean, really,
Oh.
it's none of our business how you take care of them. I mean,
Yeah.
have fun with them. They're terrible fish people. So,
Yeah. I
Anyway.
guess so.
I believe there is a matter of payment.
Sure. Yeah.
You hear a couple beeps, and then a drawer on a slider. He picks something up out of the drawer, and he kind of struggles with it for a moment. He puts a wooden box. It's probably 2 feet long and a foot wide and maybe 10 inches standing. And he like heaves it up, and you hear metal jingle inside, and it has a little lock on the front.
Okay.
I
Is
thought the
this-
box would be appropriate given your profession.
Is it going to bite me if I open it?
Is it extra dimensional?
Pushes it towards the edge.
Should we open it?
For a second, I thought he was just going to push it off like a cat.
Yes. Yep. Open it.
Inside is a mix of platinum, gold, and small gems, totaling 1,500 gold.
Dang.
Woohoo.
Nope.
The inside of the box has teeth on it like a mimic.
This is amazing.
I didn't anticipate a guest, but seeing how he helped get the job done, I'll be sure to send money your way, Dimble.
Yeah.
Are you staying at the guild headquarters?
500 apiece.
Uh-huh.
Then you'll see 500 gold coming your way.
Thank you.
Wait, I can mark down 500 gold? Oh, man.
In
Awesome.
whatever mix of platinum, gold, and or gems you want. Just make it easy. There are no end to my thanks. And Clark says, nor mine.
Well, the guild, we're here to serve and help and make everyone's day much better.
Well,
So
not
remember-
everyone's.
Everyone's day except for the people who you paid us to make not a good day. I don't think that's a good tagline. I'm sure Jewel will think of something better.
Absolutely. Well, what about, we were also talking about upgraded star slates and help for fighting mind flayers.
Well,
Is this something you'll work out with Milo?
when Clark returned to us, we sent somebody to have talks with the West Bank Guild immediately.
All right.
So that's in
All right.
discussion. As far as the star slates, I can't help you there. The last one we had got taken by a noble buyer, and it went above my head. I have, however, requested some creative liberty with Singer's order.
Say what now?
Yay.
I think you'll be pleased with the final product.
Oh, order as in the thing that he ordered, not order as in Zalia.
What did you
Oh,
order?
no.
Hovercraft.
Hoverboard.
Well, thank you for your business. I take it this concludes everything. I'll leave those notes with you. I don't need them or anything. I'm contractually obligated not to talk about them. So
What notes?
Yeah, what notes? Indeed. We won't waste any more of your time unless you need us for anything.
No, just many thanks. And Dimble, we may not be able to hire you, but there could be some friendly collaboration if you're interested.
Sure. Sounds like a good idea.
Fantastic.
We'll send a letter with your pay.
Is this a treasure box for us?
Oh, yes, that is for you. Consider it a trophy, or at least another.
Okay.
When you guys are from like the Mimic Guild, right?
Yes.
I don't want a trophy from my guild.
You don't want a beholder trophy?
No. It sounds terrifying.
It's a beholder cookie jar.
Amazing.
Does it actually
I'm
zap
just
you when you open
imagining
it?
something that hurts me every time I look at it, but in a different way by a 1d10.
Because you gain 15 pounds every time you eat something out of it.
Santa stands up, goes to shake each one of your hands, and says, if there's anything that I can realistically do for you, don't hesitate to ask.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And may Zalia guide your actions.
Or whoever, you know.
And Clark just gives you the kind of salute goodbye. And with that, we will end part 1 of the Banthum finale here. Join us next time for part 2 to the end of this neon journey. But before we go, we have some messages for you.
Well, first I want to say, I know she doesn't probably listen, but happy birthday to my mom.
Yay, happy birthday, Andrea.
Yay.
Aw.
Yay, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Other than that, follow us on social media. I'd say wish her happy birthday on social media, but she's only on Facebook. So track us down, say hi, tell us about your holiday plans. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, because we do Twitch sometimes, and Reddit, all Total Party Guild.
Total Party Guild. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, and leave us nice little uplifting messages. We love those.
Have a happy holiday. Enjoy these upcoming adventures. Yeah, that's it. Also, write us. Let us know. TotalPartyGuild@gmail.com. And we will read and listen and speak about it in future adventure.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to add while we got you?
No, just, happy holidays. Everybody be safe. Have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't do anything Stennel would do.
Fair.
And with that, I'll wish you happy holidays as well. And until next time, party
Party on.
on.
Party on.
Party
Party
on.
on.